What happened to Dr. Stone? The show that once celebrated science and logic now feels like a hollow shell of its former self. How did a story about rebuilding civilization from scratch turn into something so unrecognizable? Let's dive in and uncover where things went wrong. Dr. Stone, produced by TMS Entertainment, is based on the manga written by Richiro Inagaki and illustrated by Boichi. Directed by Shinya Aino, this anime tells the story of humanity's rebirth after being petrified for 3,700 years. Genius Senku Ishigami emerges into a stone world and sets out to rebuild civilization from the ground up. While the premise captivated audiences, the series' evolution over 4 seasons has sparked both admiration and criticism. The first season introduced viewers to a world frozen in stone, where Senku used his vast scientific knowledge to revive humanity. Every invention, from soap to electricity, was a testament to human ingenuity, and the anime balanced education with entertainment beautifully. Watching the meticulous process of recreating technology was fascinating. Even seemingly impossible feats were presented logically, making the science feel grounded. The season also delivered a compelling antagonist in Tsukasa, whose philosophy created a perfect contrast to Senku's ideals. This season was a major success. It set the tone with a perfect balance of science, action, and heartfelt storytelling. Titled Dr. Stone, Stone Wars, the second adapted the Stone Wars arc from the manga, focusing on the intense battle between Senku's Kingdom of Science and Tsukasa's Kingdom of Strength. The pace quickened, with more action and less emphasis on invention. However, the themes of collaboration and ingenuity still shone. The war wasn't about brute force but clever strategies and scientific breakthroughs. While it maintained much of the first season's charm, the shift towards conflict and resolution felt slightly rushed due to the shorter runtime. Nevertheless, the season concluded on a high note, leaving fans eager for more. A sequel was announced immediately after its finale, further stoking excitement. This season took a bold step, moving the story to a new location with fresh challenges and characters. Senku and his team set sail on an ambitious journey, leaving Japan to explore uncharted territories. The shift brought exciting opportunities for storytelling, but it also highlighted some cracks in the series' foundation. The inventions, while still fascinating, started to stretch believability. The characters would often find or create exactly what they needed with minimal effort. For instance, their boat-building process, while impressive, felt overly simplified for the immense task of crossing the Pacific Ocean. Though the anime still showed them gathering resources and solving problems, it lacked the meticulousness that defined earlier seasons. Character dynamics also became inconsistent. Some characters' personalities shifted abruptly to fit the narrative, and their decisions often felt more like plot devices than genuine development. While the stakes were higher, the storytelling began to lose the logical grounding that made the series special. Despite these issues, New World offered memorable moments. It introduced intriguing new threats and allies, pushing Senku closer to his ultimate goal of rebuilding civilization. However, the show's increasing reliance on fantastical elements left fans divided on whether it was still the same Dr. Stone they fell in love with. The fourth and final season, Dr. Stone, Science Future, premiered on January 9, 2025, bringing the series to its conclusion. Senku and his team are now venturing to North America in search of sweet corn, a key ingredient for the revival fluid. Along the way, they face new villains, such as Stanley Snyder and Dr. Zeno Houston Wingfield, and deal with Senku's overarching dream, building a rocket to reach the moon. While the stakes have never been higher, the tone of the series has shifted dramatically. The journey across the Pacific Ocean is filled with moments that feel more like fantasy than science. For example, when they have no means of navigation due to a storm, they conveniently discover a rock that can be turned into a sunstone to locate their position. These kinds of miracle solutions make the once methodical progress feel rushed and unearned. The season also features odd moments that feel out of place, like the characters brewing beer, creating cocktails, and partying on the ship. Former enemies, who once presented real threats, now cooperate with little tension or development. These abrupt changes make the interactions feel superficial, as if the story is more concerned with moving forward than maintaining consistency. However, there's no denying the grand scale of this season. Senku's journey to America introduces the team to locals with advanced weaponry, creating intense new conflicts. The series continues to explore big themes, such as humanity's resilience and the potential of science, but the execution feels increasingly fantastical. As the story pushes toward its climax, with Senku's moon mission on the horizon, it's clear the series has evolved into something very different from its humble beginnings. Where Season 1 felt grounded and logical, Season 4 leans heavily on spectacle and convenience, leaving fans to question if the anime has lost sight of its original charm. Dr. Stone began as a love letter to human ingenuity, weaving science and storytelling into a masterpiece that felt as educational as it was entertaining. Season 1 captured the thrill of rebuilding civilization from scratch, with meticulous attention to detail and a sense of realism that grounded its fantastical premise. Each invention was a triumph, showing the incredible potential of knowledge and perseverance. However, as the series progressed, the balance began to shift. The slower, methodical progress that defined the early seasons gave way to faster-paced storytelling and increasingly convenient solutions. By Season 3, the once grounded science had started to blur the line between possibility and fantasy. Season 4 pushed this even further, with moments that felt more magical than logical, leaving some fans wondering if the series had strayed too far from its roots. This evolution isn't without merit. The broader scope and higher stakes have brought excitement and spectacle, and the introduction of new characters, threats, and locales keeps the narrative fresh. But for those who fell in love with the grounded charm of Season 1, the later seasons may feel like a departure from what made the show truly unique. In the end, Dr. Stone remains a fascinating exploration of science, ambition, and the human spirit. While its journey from careful realism to high-stakes fantasy may not resonate with everyone, it's undeniable that the series has left an indelible mark on anime. Whether you view its evolution as a necessary step or a loss of its original identity, Dr. Stone continues to remind us of the power of knowledge and the infinite possibilities it can unlock. And that's where we stand with Dr. Stone. A show that started as a love letter to science and human ingenuity has taken a wild turn into fantasy and convenience. While it's still entertaining in its own way, it's hard not to miss the grounded brilliance of the early seasons. But what do you think? Has Dr. Stone lost its spark? Or is this just a natural evolution of the story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more reviews. And I'll catch you in the next one.